Maybe we are just talking about whatever goes on in Mexico.
Yeah, what's going on in Mexico then? Is it
Well, hello everybody, first of all, if you're live.
hello, I'm sorry, yes.
Yeah, I was just talking to Christine that there's a little bit of stress going on here, or not really stress, but more like a lot going on at the same time. And so, yeah. So, how are you? Let's start with that.
How am I? I am very, very happy and I'm very tired.
Yeah,
I
you are.
just I just arranged a surprise party for my boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, how was that?
Oh, that was marvelous, marvelous. He was so happy and it went so well and I cooked my ass off. Sorry to say it like that, but I don't know how to say it in English in another way. But anyway, I made a, yeah, in Dutch we say a rice table. It is, but for 40 people, I just made it. And yeah,
40 people. That's a
40
lot, a
people.
lot of cooking.
Yeah, and that was not all because I also made like the cakes,
Yeah.
torts, and everything. So
Okay.
in front, six ones, and yeah, I was. I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, 3 days, 3 full-time days, just non-stop. But it's yeah, it is really. This is very funny because oh yeah, I have something nice to tell you about. I have some nice experiences I can share with you guys. It's about it has to do with the human design. Anyway, so I have the red energy field, so I have a lot of energy, and I have a believe me a lot of energy. Uh, so I was cooking, and whew, I did a lot of beautiful things, and I also arranged a beautiful. Everybody said it was a marvelous party because I thought about all the details, and I want to make my profession out of it. I just told you that. So so they people were like, ah, what did you do? And there were Krupuk and then my friend. I have two very good friends. They both have the blue energy field. So they do not. For you, it must sound as well like crazy. Like how can you do that? Because you guys you don't have the sacral divine, so you don't have the energy all the time and so I have two friends with the blue energy, the projector energy field, and they were like, what? How is this possible? And they were talking together. That was also very nice to see two projectors talking together because they understood each other, and they was like in Dutch we have some emotie, it's the two guys and they were talking and it's very funny. But for me, it looked very very funny. They were talking to each other and like, no, how did she do that? And I don't know. Do you know? No, how it's possible? But do you think she made the group book herself? Let's ask. And then she asked me, did you make your group books yourself? Yeah, I did. I made it myself. No, you did? No. Oh my God. And something else came up. Did you make that yourself? I said, yeah. No, no. Oh my God. And then later on, I had some sour vegetables, but I bought that one. So, and they asked me like, did you make that yourself? I said, no, this one I bought in the bar in the what is it? By a lot not I forgot the word, the English word. The
Supermarket.
yeah, but the
Oh, Eco
organic.
Plaza?
Yeah.
Organic. Okay.
Organic. So I bought that in the organic store. So it was organic, and And I told them, no, 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 no. I just bought that in the organic store. Oh, thank God. They said, and they were
Something
going,
she didn't
how?
make.
Yeah, exactly. I said, how did you do that? How did you do that? So I just told them, listen, guys, listen, girls, you guys, you do not have the red energy field. So you are not able to do this. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm very happy you tell me this because we were worried and we were talking to each other that, oh, one moment. Oh my God. It is one moment.
Yes, we're experiencing the same old with her webcam, and it's also the shade side of the Mercury going retrograde. So we have a
Oh,
combination.
yes.
Well, we're still in the shade, but it's coming.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's coming, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, we can talk about that later. But I just finished my story. So I told them, no, guys, you are not able to do that because you do not have the sacral divine. So, oh, I'm so happy you tell me that. So happy, and they were looking at each other. Oh, it was so funny to see that. It was so cute because they were like somehow they felt incompatible. Like, how can she do it and we can't? We are stupid or something like that. I said, no, you're not stupid, but this is how the energy field works. I am like a tornado, and a tornado has a lot of energy, and have you guys have limits.
One moment, one moment.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. Give him a hug.
He's always something is lost. Always.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. You told me that. Great. And how do you cope with that? How is that for a yellow energy field? If someone
I
is
don't know
like,
if that's necessarily something for a yellow energy field. I think every energy field can be somewhat discouraged by someone always losing everything. But for me, I'm learning to embrace that he is who he is, and that I shouldn't be anal about it. But it's hard because I'm like, find a system or something that works. But I also know from our purpose paper meetings that, some people just don't have that. So I know then that I'm sort of projecting onto him, like, okay, have some kind of habit or whatever.
"Ah, your rhythm, yeah."
Yeah, exactly. So it's challenging to embrace some differences people have. I think that's the best way to describe it. And it's something that I'm very consciously saying also to myself, if you really embrace differences, then this is also part of that, and I have to find a way to be comfortable and okay with that without having a judgment, because it's a judgment to say, oh, you need to do this, or you can better do that, or it's not for me to decide, of course, how someone should be or do in his life. And also when I sometimes I don't bite my tongue, so I say something, and then he looks at me with those puppy dog eyes, and he's like, but I know, but I don't know how. And then I'm like,
Oh, so
and
cute.
I'm like, shit, yeah, you don't want to put someone down, because I like to empower people and not make them feel even worse than they already are feeling. And especially because he's an emotional and he has the gift of melancholy. If he is in a down and I'm saying something like that, oh my, then it's the whole world is all of a sudden like so bad for him, and everything he does is not good, and he gets really in a downward spiral. So yeah, I need to take that in consideration too, be aware of what I'm saying and how it affects someone, knowing I know that he has those gifts and inner truth and whatever, but it makes me also aware that you always have to be very diligent when you talk with someone you don't know, because they might have that too, and they really
Yeah.
take it very, very personal, very
Yeah.
personal. It's not for me. I don't mean it in a personal attack or something, but he feels it like that. So yeah, that's actually one of the biggest things that I'm also looking back, but also where I'm at right now, is to stay true to yourself while honoring the differences from someone else.
Yeah.
It I don't know exactly, and now that I'm saying it, I know it's coming from my mind, but it feels like you're juggling, and I don't know. It's yeah, that's one of the things that I find challenging. I start to approach it with my mind, because there's some things that need to be done, or need to be taken care of, or whatever, and the way I say it, how it is perceived, and it's this game also between men and or in a relationship, in a partnership.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So there's so many elements going on. Yeah, that's something that I find very challenging.
Hmm.
I want to stay true to myself, but yeah, honoring the other part, and then seeing how you can do.
Yeah, and not doing compromises, because compromises are killing.
Exactly, and I don't want to compromise, and he also doesn't.
No.
And we are very clear about that. But then find a way to,
Yeah.
embrace what you
Hmm.
cannot compromise or will not compromise on. It's not that I
Yeah.
cannot compromise. Of course, you can always compromise. But one of the things that I am also with human design, by the way, it's something that I dove into with relationships, is the whole compromising part, that that's dualistic compromising. So everybody gives in something that's not authentic, their energy, inner truth, or whatever. And in a true partnership, there is no compromise, and you already said that. But if you're always lived in an environment where you go to the compromise part because you're supposed to do that, to find each other in a relationship, and then
No.
all of a sudden you say, no, we're not doing compromises, but how do
No.
you
Don't need to.
deal with it?
Hmm. You will learn that. I have already, I think, 9 years experience now with this thing, and we are not really compromising sometimes, but you're getting closer to each other, and at some points we agree to disagree, and we just make our statements, and if you agree to disagree, then it's for the other, it's very understandable and clear, and then you just accept those things from the other, but you do not agree with it. And you just tell them, and the other one knows. And then you see what, and it's every time it's different, of course. Some days you yeah, it depends. We are both emotional, so it
Yeah.
is quite a challenge anyway, because we never know in the now what we really want, and suddenly it's very hard because if the other one is doing something, and you don't know at that moment right away you like it or not, so you can I find myself sometimes doing yeah, like autopilot things. Yeah, this is this is an this is, I think, uh, kind of a structure that emotionals, people with the emotional inner truth, they created some kind of automatically answers because of the pressure otherwise. And you have to, people they want, especially when they do not have the emotional inner truth. uh, I find those people a lot of times very yeah, they are have high expectations, and they really want the answer now. And I understand, because for them it is normal to have the answer now, but for us it is not. And so somehow, and I'm not the only one, because we were talking about that earlier also, and Monique and you, and we all had the same idea about it, like that emotion, people with an emotional inner truth, they have some automatically answers, just because, just be to get rid of the pressure, you know. And but if we do it both, and we do it both, I know it is very hard sometimes to have a clear vision about the other one. And then sometimes you really getting surprised, because then the wave is gone, and the other one, or me or my boyfriend, we both do it. So suddenly we say something completely different, because yeah, and that is normal, because yeah, then we are clear.
Yeah.
And we couldn't be clear before, because we didn't know. So it's never dull, especially not with two emotionals. I can imagine it's quite a challenge for an emotional and a not emotional, especially when you're not an emotional. We emotionals, we fill you with our own emotions. That must be exhausting, I believe. Anyway, but
It can be. It can be,
anyway,
but
so
most definitely.
yeah, for us, we found our way in it, and but sometimes we need we need to take care of not going too much separate ways, and you have to be clear about that, of course.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It's talking,
um,
talking, talking.
sorry,
It's always about opening up
always
and
talking. Yeah,
sharing it. Yeah, because
yeah,
otherwise the other one, it's old habits to fill it in for the other if
yes.
there's no talking. Because at some
And
point,
compromising is also an old habit,
yeah,
believe me. Because there's always someone who has to be not authentic anymore. So it, for me, it doesn't work.
yeah,
And it's not that. And I think we found a very pretty good way around this, and we are very happy with it. And we, yeah, like you said, we talk a lot, and we tell what we want in our own way, because now we both know we need some time to
yeah.
feel. So yeah, it made our relationship much more better. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I noticed that with my ex, when we were more aware of the whole energy stuff, and I started for him. He's a manifesting generator, so I started asking yes and no questions, and that made the conversation started. So that was a big improvement. So learning that back then and now applying it in this current relationship partnership is definitely helpful. And I have to say that my boyfriend, he's pretty open about things. So he stimulates me to be more open. He will ask, what is it that you want to say, or what is it that you feel, and just say it. I'd rather that you say it than keep your mouth shut and feel whatever you feel in that moment. So he really helps me with that.
Oh,
But yeah,
great.
it's yeah, the whole emotion part, by the way, that I want to get into that a little bit to clarify that. Yeah, we feel when you have an open solar plexus, we feel the emotions of people that are defined in the solar plexus. And the confusing part about it, for me at least, was sorry, was that um, I was always believing that they are aware of those emotions. So, with my ex especially, but also with my current boyfriend, he would be coming in and he would be in a certain mood, and I would be like, "Oh, you had a bad day. You want to talk about it?" And he was like, "No, I didn't have a bad day." And I was like, "What the hell?" I'm 100% sure that you had a bad day because I can feel it coursing through my body, all the frustration and whatever. And for me, that was very hard because I was always under the assumption that he was lying to me. Because I was like, why are you lying? I feel that you had a bad day. So why are you saying that you didn't have a bad day? It wasn't up until, the peer meetings that I became aware that they usually don't even know that that's what they are emanating. They are not consciously going through the motions or whatever. For you, it's normal, it's who you are. So knowing that now um, helped me a lot because now I'm like, okay, I can identify, but even if I say it out loud, there's a 99% chance. Well, actually, there's 1% that they will say, oh, yeah. 99% is no, I don't recognize what you're saying in that moment, maybe later on, but in that moment.
Yeah, in the moment, yeah.
Knowing that and being aware of that, now I don't even ask the question anymore. Even though I feel it, the only thing that I will do, but that's more like intuitively that I do that when I feel that I need to do it, is when a certain emotion courses through me and I feel immediately that it's not mine. Um, Sometimes I feel the need to like put my hand on someone's back or do something or give a hug or whatever
Yeah.
that is in relationship with that. But that's it. I'm not saying or I'm not trying to identify it verbally anymore because you don't get an answer, and which is on the other hand very frustrating for this side for me because then I'm like
Yeah, for you it's frustrating because
exactly.
you it's very normal to have the answers. If and for you as a splenic authority, it is even more different than yeah.
Yeah, and one of the other challenges, because now I can tell you guys, I'm looking for a new apartment, unfortunately, because my landlord is selling this one. And I'm so sad because I really decided to stay here for another year. And then he says, no, sorry. So the last time I was looking for an apartment, I was on my own, didn't have to think about anybody, just myself. So now I'm in the well, it's a good opportunity for me to, practice going with a wave of someone who has an open root center and an open head center. So he's feeling pressure constantly about time, about things, about ideas and whatever.
Does
So
that have to do with the open head center? Can you explain that a little bit more?
yeah, the
Because
open
I'm
head center is a lot of pressure about ideas. So you get a lot of ideas and you feel the pressure that you need to do something with it. That's not
oh,
true. You don't have to do anything with it, but you feel that pressure. And when you're in
okay.
your not self, you're still deconditioning, then you can feel like a lot of pressure. For me, that showed up that even uh, looking at a movie, all kinds of ideas would come up in my mind about what I saw and how I could apply that and blah 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 blah, blah. Or when I'm somewhere with other people, I just pick the ideas out of their mind, and what I would do was I would start every idea, and that's exhausting, I can tell you. But you start it, but because it's not yours, it's not even possible to finish it because you're not, it's not your inspiration. So what I did And that was actually for me very helpful, and I hear other people have success with it too, is all the ideas and all the pressure that I felt, I started writing it out, and then I would say to the universe and to the energy flows like, okay, if it's my idea that's for me, then it will show up at least 3 times. If it doesn't, I can scratch it. It's not mine. I don't need to do anything with it. Oh man, that made a lot of difference, because from the 100 ideas, maybe one would be like really for me that I would continue on and do something with it, or like initiate something with it. So that for me was a lot of help. And with the open root center, it's the pressure of time mostly. I have to do this. They always the feeling, if you're not, as if you're not having enough time to complete every task of the day. You get really
Ah,
separated, like, oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, and I need to the whole time.
oh, wow.
And so, and I am, trusting my instincts to whether if I want to see a place, or if I'm there and then I feel like, okay, is this feeling like home and or not? And since he's moving with me, um, he's feeling all this pressure, because he's like, oh, the end of June, the end, or sorry, end of May, that's so quick, that's so quick. So he's throwing all kinds of stuff towards me, like houses that he sees on Facebook, and it doesn't matter if it's the same house 5 times, he will keep sending them. And for me, that's like, oh, get it. you
Oh,
know,
that's too much information.
Oh yeah, I'm getting like anxiety because of that, because I feel his pressure on
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
And then he's like, and another thing that, yeah, and I actually a little bit sad for him about that one. Okay, so I have this list in my head that I want. I want a view, I want a balcony or a terrace, I want a house to be bright. There needs to be daylight coming in, and so I have these things that I really feel that I want in my new house, and long for also. And but my spleen, my spleen is always, always know why it is saying what it is saying. So I will respond or look at houses that have none of those things, and I don't have a clue why. But he is like, but if I give you that apartment, you say no, that doesn't have this, blah 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 blah, and then you say no, but you're looking at houses that you found, and you're going to see them, and they don't have this, and that. So why? He doesn't understand. And I
Yeah.
try to explain to him, like, I cannot explain why I sometimes go against my longing, or it's not really going against, because it's my instincts telling me to go there, and I don't know why I'm going there, and I don't know, I just don't know. And it's he doesn't get it, so he gets really frustrated and sometimes sort of angry with me, like, yeah, when I give you this, you say no, and then you go look at a place, and well, what's the difference? What's the difference?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. It
So
really feels inconsistent. Yeah.
exactly, he's like, you're inconsistent, and I'm like, yeah, I am. That's true, but I cannot explain why I'm.
No, you're not.
It's
You're not. You're not inconsistent.
no, no,
You
no.
are very
For him,
consistent.
for him.
Yeah, for him. Yeah, yeah, of course. But you listen to your spleen.
Yeah, but yeah, he doesn't get that whole concept yet.
No.
So, and I'm like, okay, I need to find a way, to
Maybe
maneuver.
maybe it would help if you skip the things you want. You just use one thing you want. You just tell him how. I sometimes hear people say that I need a house that feels good for me. If it's a yes, I can live in it. If it's a no, I can't. And then you have yes and no, and it's very simple, and it does not have any rules or regulations. No, the only thing that matters for you is that it feels good.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good one.
yeah, because this is the only rule you have, babe.
Yeah, true.
You do not have the other rules. No, you need it needs to be good for you. That's the only one, and you cannot tell what your body in front. You cannot tell in front that what your body, what your spleen is going to tell, because the spleen is like this. So, and then I think it will take away his confusion and
Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah, you can, and you just encourage him to just send those properties to you, and then you can say yes, no, yes, no,
Yeah, that's a good one.
or no, 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 and maybe one yes, no, 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 no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's that simple.
yeah, but it's easier for me because I am not having this. I am an emotional one, so for me, it's I look from a distance, and like you said, for you, you are it's for you, it's an autopilot thing, and for me, I can watch it and then I can give you, yeah, so I think some solution, or yeah, what would
Yeah, no, that's the perfect solution. Because I say it like in the end, like okay, I need to feel at home there, and then he's like, okay, I get that,
yeah.
but it's the I should use it like from
Yeah,
first
that's
start.
the only thing. Because if I can understand, for me, it would also be very confusing if you say, I want this, I want that, I want that, that, and then you say yes to a house that does not have this and does not have that. So then I would say, but then I would have the same reaction. I would
Yeah,
say, huh? I don't understand you anymore. Why? Oh, yeah, it's
yeah.
not clear.
No, it's definitely not. Even for me, and I don't mind it because I know
And
how I
it's not
feel.
authentic
Yeah,
because you
exactly.
only have one rule, and
Yeah,
that is the spleen.
yeah, true. And I'm making it more difficult for myself and for him by giving all those
Yeah,
rules and then not
yeah.
follow those rules.
Because to whom do you give those rules? I think
Well, I
I
know
think
where it's
we
coming
need the
from.
rules.
No, I know where it's coming from. Now
Yeah,
we're talking about it. You know, the whole manifesting thing. So they're always like, oh, if you want to attract something, be very specific. So that's where the whole specificness is coming from. I wanna have a view. I wanna have this. Blah, 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 blah. And but I let that dilute actually for what I need, and that's just be in the moment and feel a yes or a no. Even if it's on Facebook, I can feel a yes or a no for looking at it, not even a yes or a no for living in it, but just for looking at it. And I need to trust that more. I'm also getting in my mind, oh, it doesn't have this, doesn't have that. Like today, I had one that was, by the way, very clear for me. It was beautiful. It was like brand new kitchen, everything was brand new, very light by by lamplight and not by natural light. So I was looking at it and I was like, okay, it checks a lot of boxes. It had a nice outside area where I could sit and work, but there was a big no because there were no windows.
oh, there were no windows.
Yeah, that's a thing here in Mexico. They have like it's almost dungeons. It's
Oh
no
God,
windows at all, or like
ah,
a tiny little thing.
oh
It's
God,
crazy. I think in Holland it's not even allowed to have a house without windows, but or a room. But there here it's very normal, and it has also to
ah,
do with keeping the sun out, so it keeps it a little bit cooler. But even in Spain, they have like little windows, and here they have like dungeons. And
Oh,
and the funny thing is, by the way, that has to do also with human design. I'm a direct light person, so I need direct light to function, to digest, to do everything, like physically digest food, but also digest information. I need daylight. And that's why I love being outside because it really helps
and
me.
how does it show up in your human design? Because you,
It has to do with one of the arrows that on your chart in the top right, there are arrows. And
yeah.
I don't know by heart which exactly it is, but one of mine is the one that points left for me, and it has to do with tone, and it's a little bit
Okay.
deeper. It's a little bit deeper, but for me, it's direct light, and I'm narrow valley. Narrow valley means that I not necessarily need to be in a valley literally, like a mountain with a valley. That's not literally. What it means is that I need to live somewhere that there is like a valley idea. It can also be like two big buildings, and where the whole idea behind it is that I pick up on what I hear. So it can be two people walking in the street, but because of the narrowness, it amplifies the sound, and that's what I pick up. Because I could hear on the seventh floor in Holland, living on the seventh floor, I could hear literally what they were talking about on the street, and I
Oh,
that a lot of people don't. And when you sit next to me, I cannot always hear you. So it's something that happens in the way it's shaped or whatever. I don't know how it exactly functions. That's probably to do also with energy. So if I'm somewhere that I can pick up those conversations, because those conversations, there will always, not always, but then so all of a sudden something is there that piques my interest. And then I go research it or I go find out more about
no. Yeah, it gives the drive
it. Yeah,
to
exactly.
get in. Yeah.
Or and direct light has to do also with like food and whatever. But my partner, he's caves, so he loves the dungeons. He loves the
Oh God.
without windows. He loves it. So
Oh,
we are two complete opposites from each other. And so actually that's why I also am looking at places where there is a combination. There's a nice outside area where I can thrive, and there's a nice inside area that's more dark and more, and that there he will feel really good. And if I sleep in a dark room, I like that actually. The darker the better because I sleep better. So, but those are things that I know and I want to keep, a little bit in consideration because, you want to flourish both. And that's
yeah.
for me. So that's an interesting thing. And another thing that I'm witnessing too is my martyr, the martyr part of the three, because I tend to
Yeah.
um, do what's best for him
Yeah.
and then discarding my own needs and
Yeah.
so I really get confronted by those things right now. Like, oh, wait, Mariska, no, stay true to yourself. What do you need? Follow your spleen. It's that's the only thing you need to follow. And what I liked about the peer meeting, not last one because we were with the tree, but before that, I looked at the recording and Helen said something, and that really resonated with me in that moment. Was that as long as we are personally following our, type and the truth, it is always also good for the greater good.
Mhm.
Then the energy goes all ways.
Yeah.
And something that I'm trying to keep in front of my vision, like, okay, doing what's good for me will be good for the other. If not, then something will happen for them to make
Yeah.
their own decision. If it's not good for them, then they need to make a decision, but that's not my responsibility. that's theirs.
Yeah, you have the gift of responsibility too, huh? Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's double. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, I have the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and that shows up really now that I'm like, oh wait, I'm getting a lot of practice in that area of my life, and I like, I like it, I embrace it. But it's interesting to see how little tiny things they just seep in, and you have to really keep being aware the whole time of like, oh, okay, check in, check in, check in, check in. Am I doing this because I feel it, or am I doing this because I want to please someone else? So yeah, it's a good exercise, I can tell you that.
Yeah, yeah, I know. And it's but I have also the free, and my boyfriend has also the free. So then it's more. I always said that is that is better for us because we both do it. So there's more balance.
Yeah, exactly.
I want more for him, and he wants more for me. So then there is more balance in the whole. But it's not how it's supposed to be. No, 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 that's true. No, but I know exactly what you mean, and it's a challenge, yeah, and especially, and then also the gift of responsibility. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but when you start to recognize it, it becomes
yeah,
easier.
yeah.
You're
Just
more, yeah,
communicate,
quicker. You're
communicate,
like,
communicate.
oh, you need to be aware, and of course, we'll make mistakes. That's what we're supposed to do as a three. But it's quicker and quicker and quicker. Then I'm like, oh, hold on, let's keep this in.
Yeah, for an emotional, it's even more challenging. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it is.
because we have to feel about it too. Yeah.
Oh, I have such a beautiful thing that happened this week. Not with me, but with my boyfriend. He's having some physical issues, and he's very, very worried about that. Very anxious, worried, and
Ah,
yeah, it's really sad. And I can tell him like, "Don't worry" or whatever, but that doesn't work.
no, it
And
doesn't.
so we're sitting on the terrace, and all of a sudden, a brown butterfly, pretty big, like this big, came and it popped and it sat right on his face. Stayed there for like 3 seconds, and it flew away again.
Oh, wow.
And I immediately was like, that's just that's something needs to, or you need, how do you say that? You need to pay attention because this is a message. This is a very clear message. If he sits on your freaking face, that's a clear message. So I went and looked it up, and especially because you have the butterfly, it's about transformation and blah blah
Yeah.
blah. But there's a specific, I found a website with a specific meaning for the brown butterfly. And it was about, don't worry, healing is on the way.
Ah, wow.
So
How
I shared
beautiful.
with him, and I said, babe, you believe in God, so trust the universe. The universe is giving you this message that you don't have to worry. Don't be anxious. It will be fine. You will heal and everything will be okay. And at that moment, he believes in this kind of stuff. It's not for him like, oh no, or whatever, but believing it and one step further, really trusting that it will happen, have faith that it will happen. That's another thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he was a little bit like back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. And then later that night, I walk into the second bedroom, and that's we're not really using it, but it is his place where his clothes are, and he's changing his when whatever. That's more his space. And on the outside, on the tralies, I don't know how you call that in English.
Yeah. Some kinds
Something
of
that
bars.
the
Yeah,
bars, yeah, like
yeah.
iron bars to protect that nobody can come in. there was this big ass iguana hanging on the bars like that.
Huh?
Yeah, there was a big one. And I was like, first of all, I was amazed how he got there because I was like, I don't know how did he get here because all around it is just flat wall, so nothing that you can grab onto. And so he was hanging there, and he hanging there for like 1.5 days. I even was at some point concerned. I was like, maybe he cannot get away or something. He was like, help me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I looked up the meaning of an iguana because it was his side of the building and the room and whatever, also about healing. So I told him,
Uh,
this is beautiful that you get two messages within 24 hours, all saying you're gonna be okay, nothing to worry about, you will be healed again. And it took, he's an emotional, so it took like 2 days, and now he's finally, at ease. He's like, okay, yeah, okay. I'm still a little bit worried sometimes, but I'm not looking it up anymore because he was on the internet the whole time. And
uh,
if you're looking for the worst, you will find the worst. That's how it works. So he stopped that, and I said to him, refocus. When you get your mind going to the doom scenarios and whatever, refocus to something else, totally different. Not with your health or whatever. Not even thinking, oh, I'm gonna be okay or I'm gonna be okay. Just focus on something totally different. So
yeah.
he's been doing that, and that works really good.
Ah,
But
great.
it was so beautiful that those messages, if we just look around, and we see how the universe always is talking to us in so many
Yeah,
ways, I still find it amazing.
yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah. So that.
great. Ah, very beautiful. Yeah.
So anything else? We still have 10 minutes, or do we say today it's good?
No, I think I'm fine. Yeah. I just want to ask you um, if we can book a schedule a meeting with the two of us, and I want to talk face to face me a little bit more about those things. If you can maybe can read my part of, I'm very curious what you were talking about, the light or not the light. I think there will be. Don't have any information about that. So if you feel good about
Yeah,
that,
but
you
yeah,
have.
for the book, that's really deep.
Yeah, it's not for the book. It's for me.
Okay. Oh yeah, no, of course.
I am curious. No, not for the book. No, no,
Okay.
no, no, no,
That
no.
goes like really, really, really
No, no,
deep
no, no, no.
things,
I
and then it
just for
becomes
the book
actually
it's
interesting.
yellow. It's yellow because I believe that the all the information is private for the children themselves. So I only want to keep it shallow on a shallow layer, and it's all only about the human part. It's not about the children themselves. It's only about the human part of the children, and I'm very, very clear about that. You know, human design for me, it's not hallelujah. It's
No,
just, if for me, it's just a way to look at how energy works and what doesn't work for 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 people.
individual, yeah.
Yeah, and it shows. I really love that it shows the diversity of people, and because I started to love the diversity. Before that, I was afraid of it because I'm so sensitive. I'm so highly sensitive. So I was, yeah, and I for me I'm very cosmic as well. So I was a little bit, how do you say that in English? But I was a little bit of anxious or afraid of people, and um, and it really helped me to love the people again. So because you start to look at people on a different way. If for me human design is it's how to use, yeah, like when you buy when you buy a TV, you have some paper and it says how you can use the television and what works and what doesn't work. For me, human design is the same, and so it really gives me insight how to handle with other people and how to work with the energies, because I'm very highly sensitive about energy, and yeah, like you as well. We are both very energy related people. Oh,
Yeah, someone was dropping a bucket, but it fell downstairs. So
oh, it's a sign. It's a sign. Dig, 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 dig. Yeah.
yeah, no, that's no problem. We can schedule, but I don't know when because I'm a
No,
little.
no, 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 no. It's okay.
Okay. Well, okie dokie. Let's wrap
Yes.
it up.
Yeah. Let's do it.
You'll enjoy your evening, and
And
I'm
you
gonna
today
enjoy my
with the
day.
things and with a lot of sightseeing of new houses, potentially new houses, and just have fun with your spleen.
Yes, I have to keep that in mind, and I will definitely talk with my boyfriend about the whole, Okay, I get why it's confusing. Let's make it less confusing.
Yes. Yes. And I think you will be very happy with that.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. It will, yeah, a lot
Because there's
less
only
questions.
one rule. There's only one Mariska rule. The only rule is it has to feel good. That's it.
Yeah, true. Okie dokie. Thank you for that because I needed that. It makes my life a little bit easier too.
Yeah, great. Always nice to help people.
Have a great night and
You too.
see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.